When I work on a project, no matter what it is, I want it to look like this, and so everything I do is working toward getting it to look like this.
He's a historian, an artist, and a mechanic kind of all together.
Most everything in it is all original. I looked at it every day. I went over and climbed on it and hoped that I would get an opportunity to do the work to it. This is a C-515, former British Royal Navy.
Here's one of the newest C-5s, C-515.
Served in the British Royal Navy and then was transferred to the Royal Canadian Navy in 1945. Served aboard a Royal Canadian Navy aircraft carrier. This one survived because it was stolen and ended up in some barn for a few years. The airplane's been here over 3 years. I personally wouldn't want to rebuild this to static display. I want to rebuild it to flying example because it's an airplane. It's designed to fly. 1950 was when it was last flown. This will be the only one of its type flying, and when I see it in the air, I know, I had a part in putting it back. Our machinist was in England in 1940 when the bombs were dropping.
Although I was very young at the time, it's just like it happened yesterday. We would see as many as 400 or 500 planes in the air at one time. And if you can imagine the noise of 400 or 500 bombers with 4 engines, the noise was absolutely unbelievable.
This is the part I don't like doing, is the cleaning, but it has to be done. Makes all the difference in the world as to how the finish is when it's done. We've chosen to repaint it like it once was. I'm using original photos. I love to paint. I love to put my vision on the canvas. So I'm trying to do it as accurate as possible. Here we are finally peeling off the masking. These are the British markings. Same colors the King, Queen use on their crest.
By Her Majesty's authorization.
Starting to look like a bird. I'm happy with it. It's turning out okay. I'm in the process of working on the machine gun bays to get the guns mounted.
It's a .303 caliber.
Everything you see in here is original. This is a Mark IV gun sight. This was state-of-the-art in 1945. These were so top secret that they were supposed to destroy them if they got, shot down behind enemy lines. Take pride in what I work on. I try to make it right. I'm not going to sign my name to something that's going to fly in the sky and put somebody at risk.
It's a big day for us here in the U.S. Also, it's a big day in England.
Today is the first flight since 1950. I'm a lucky guy who was plucked out of England because I just happened to fly one like it.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Okay. Standing clear.
Okay.
Columbia Tower, cross runway 1331, runway 20, you can climb on, course clear for takeoff, winds 130 at 8.
Wow. Doesn't it look good? Wow. Wow. Yep, there it goes. Wow. The top airspeed is about 380 knots, which is about 440 miles per hour. Fast airplane. Very fast. The only flying C-515 in the world.
It's been sitting in the hangar very quietly back there, kind of forlorn, and now we got outside and flew it, and the airplane just seemed to jump off the ground. It was so excited.
I've spent so much of my heart and soul into making it right, and that's my work up there. It's kind of like, a famous painting getting put on display.
This restoration is second to none in every respect.
Here it is, PR 503 at long last.
They crawl.
They live at the very bottom of the world's pile of human misery. You shed a few tears, then you get back to work. You do something about it.
A parade passes through the streets of San Bernardino, Guatemala. Marchers who have precisely the things these bystanders crave: schooling, a reason to celebrate, mobility. Antonia Lopez is a 31-year-old mother. She's not able to stand to see the parade. She can only listen. Unable to walk since birth, she crawls. With no wheelchair, Antonia makes a living begging on the streets.
She said very difficult to her and for his daughter, says, because she most of the times he's on the ground and everything, so it's very difficult, and people sometimes laughing at her.
Jose Maquiro is 8 years old and has hydrocephalus fluid on his brain. In a country where the average income is about $7 a day, Jose's family can't afford a wheelchair.
We carried him on our backs.
Jose is getting too big for his grandma to continue to carry him, so he crawls.
He was born like this. He can't walk. He can only crawl like a snake on the ground.
Jose and Antonia came in search of mobility at this free distribution of wheelchairs and pets. A PET, which stands for Personal Energy Transportation, is a three-wheeled, hand-powered cart capable of navigating places where there are no roads.
In most parts of the world, there are no sidewalks, so people who can't walk have to crawl or drag their body through the mud and ruts like this. Wheelchairs are no good in this type of terrain. That's why volunteers in Columbia, Missouri are making pets.
Most of the people, all of them I presume, who get a pet, who have been unable to support the family in any real way, most of them, immediately try to find a way to use that pet and its hauling capacity to make an income.
The two gentlemen in these chairs here, we're going to put them in business with an ice chest so they can go out and sell ice cream.
With a small ice chest, Pat provides these people with not only mobility, but profitability, and hopes that women like Antonia will no longer have to beg in the streets.
The main thing is that he's going to be able to do some work. Before, he couldn't really do much.
Antonia received a pet, Jose, a wheelchair.
With those? I thank you so much for coming and giving the wheelchair. There's no way that I can repay you, but God above will repay you.
Muchas gracias.
Antonia can now look people in the eye.
Thank you very much for giving me my chair.
Jose doesn't have to rely on others to carry him. Both hope their new mobility will allow them to go to school, in hopes that no more parades pass them by.
These guys here we're honoring tonight, they were fighting in a war before I was even born. And if it wasn't for them guys there, I probably wouldn't be here today.
Look at these motorcycles, folks. This is your escort back to Columbia.
My dad, he's a World War II vet.
He unfortunately passed away before the wall was built.
My dad was a Vietnam veteran. He served in the military for 26 years, 2 Purple Hearts, 4 Bronze Stars.
How neat it is that they're finally recognizing the World War II vets.
And it just grew from 5 bikes to the last time we did it, we had 200 bikes.
The World War II veterans did so much for this country.
We can see the lights come on the bus.
This is for you guys. This is for you.
When 128 people on motorcycles come by you on a bus and salute you as you go by, it's an indescribable feeling.
And then see the police not letting nobody get on the roads.
Law enforcement officers are helping us out and blocking roadways all the way into the hotel.
I think every United States soldier coming back from any tour should get this kind of welcome.
You see their faces when they get off the bus and welcome them home.
We wanted to show them our appreciation.
I'll never forget it.
missed you.
It was wonderful. It's something I'll remember from now to doomsday.
I'm 87 years old and never saw anything like that before.
You should never ever forget what these soldiers do for us.
It was something special, I think.
$55, $53, $53. It's about that time of the day. Oh.
It sure is. To catch a speeder.
Everyone thinks we write all tickets, that's all we do. I like to look at my job as I'm an educator. I educate the public. Sometimes that involves enforcing the law in the form of a ticket or an arrest.
State Trooper Sean Brazos uses a laser. My radar gun is just as accurate.
Does 55 mean 55?
55 means 55.
There were more fatalities in Callaway County last year on WW and F than I-70.
In every single one, there was either speed or alcohol. It was alcohol related.
That's why back road drivers are seeing more of this 7 days a week.
You hit them hard because you really need to get the word out that there's not going to be much slack for speeding, especially on state roads with the fatality situation last year.
Our roadside positioning
That's a Corvette.
Is getting lots of attention.
It's kind of like fishing, isn't it, Sean?
It really is. It takes some patience, which is a good thing, really. I mean,
because they're not speeding yet.
70.
That traffic stop is followed by this.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, all right.
2 miles down the road.
Traveling excessive speed.
But I mean, she didn't even see us, which is a clear indication that she's not paying attention. If she didn't see me standing 5 feet from the road, that tells you something. And she's passing people, around a curve, multiple vehicles.
Wherever you go past a car, you do speed.
No, ma'am. The speed limit is 55.
Which means a ticket.
The disregard for everyone else's safety, and your own is what we're trying to improve. But she needs to slow down.
Here we are finally peeling off the masking. These are the British markings. Same colors the King, Queen use on their crest.
By Her Majesty's authorization.
Starting to look like a bird. I'm happy with it. It's turning out okay. I'm in the process of working on the machine gun bays to get the guns mounted.
It's a 303